Unstoppable, that mean them can't stop ya.
That was my girl, Amai Sky right there. Una get familiar with her name already. She got the goodies and the song is called Sexy Hardcore. You can go over there and go check her out on YouTube. Amai Sky is her page. Welcome to the Unstoppable family, everyone who is here. It is another show, yes. Sad to say, it is the last show for the week. But you know, next week, again, I'm back in full force, if by God's grace. Yeah, so I'm here tonight with another awesome topic. You understand? Glad to see some familiar names jumping on. You understand? Me see uno. You understand? Me not go shout out nobody specific right now if nobody else get jealous. You see? So, me just gonna say big up everybody who is here. It is officially showtime and we are going to get into it right now. But as you can see from the topic on the screen, it says, my boyfriend got married to another man. Sorry, Lord Jesus, I want to go on with me. My boyfriend got married to another woman. Now she has inherited the house I helped him to build. Boy, people, you know this is a serious one tonight, right? You know this is a serious conversation tonight, right? You ready for that one, yeah? Are you guys ready for this one? Listen, if you're not ready for it, what I want to do first and foremost, I want to share out the stream, people. You understand? Share it to Facebook, share it to WhatsApp, groups, share it to a friend them and say, yo, Unstoppable is on, you need to come join the show. Also, I want to hit the like button as you forward to, because, so once you interact with the stream by hitting the like button, YouTube will recommend it as well to more people. All right? So, with that said and done and all of that is out of the way, let's get into the topic. Let's introduce the caller tonight on the show, right? But before I do that, what I want you all to do is remember the rules of my stream, right? Over here on Unstoppable Family, we not deal with disrespect towards the caller, and we not deal with disrespect in the chat, in the comment section, either amongst each other. We deal with love, unity, and oneness. And if you're going to watch this video in the repost after the live stream is completed, please, keep it respectful in the chat, in the comment section as well, and don't disrespect the caller, by leaving negative comments either. All right? With that said and done and out of the way, caller, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, well, good. Up and running.
You're good and up and running despite your experience we are sharing with tonight, eh?
Right, yeah. This is a terrible experience, you know.
You're going to have the platform for share it with me, and so far we have 72 people watching, and we know the numbers are going to rise. So you have the platform to share it. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to stop talking, I'm going to make you take the floor, all right? So go right ahead.
Okay. Well, my experience go like this. Well, I was living in Jamaica for some time where I live with this gentleman. We're going on for like years. He was the first person for me. Where we were living together for like we're friends from I was 19, so he died when I was like 40. And while we were living together, I used to bring him to work and pick him up back from work. One morning I bring him to work. The evening I pick up my daughter, head to his workplace to pick him up. When I go there and I ask for him, the security say he leave long time. I said, leave long time? That's strange. I said, he leave long time? He said, yes. So, I went to him and I sit there. I said, well, maybe he take a taxi home. Right? He never returned home. So I go to the police station the other morning and I report him missing. They said, well, I got to wait till 42 or 22 hours before 42, something like that. I don't remember. I got to wait for him to return, and if he's not returned, then I can file a missing report. I said, okay. Well, While I'm there, he's a sole breadwinner, so it's gone for week. Well, I didn't feel comfortable because I go to his mother. His mother said, no, he's not there. I asked around, asked friends and all of that. Well, no, I'm seeing, well, now my family chip in and they help me to do whatever necessary to do. Remember, he pay the mortgage, he pay whatever. Well, we just get the house from Housing Trust, I was working in the Cayman Island. He didn't have the first down payment, so I found the first down payment for the house. We start from there from 96. We start in April. We start the house, yeah, and we keep adding on, put on fence, you know. All right, I stopped working, came and I come back home. He's the one who take over again, do all the bills and all of that. So when he left, now I went away. Now the bills start to rise, and I get a message from housing just saying that the house is in arrears. Then the next month, I get from credit union that he borrowed $1.5 million, and the house is in arrears. I go there and I talked to them, and they said there's a notice coming out that in a month time for 30 days I supposed to leave the premises. I said no, that is not right. Anyway, I don't know where to meet him, where to reach him, where to call him because I don't know nothing about him. I get down. My daughter, she can't go to school no more, and it's all of this, all of this, all of this. I remember I was home one day and the Varna sit down, don't know what to do. Then somebody called me from Chicago and tell me that they see him and he's married with a child. I said, what? This is where the heart come in now. And this is where I go like really crazy. Like I really get depressed. They take me to the doctor. My brother them take me to the doctor. I was deep in depression. Doctor give me medication for depression, and it goes on and it goes on, and I locked up for days. And I don't know what to do, and this bill is rising, and I don't know what to do. Luckily, I did have $70,000 saved away, so I bought that time they call it flatty. Bought a flatty, and I start to run a robot with it, and I run a robot with it. I run a robot with it, and I run robot. I pay the bills. I pay the bills. I run robot. I do all a lot of things to pay the bill. I pay the tax. I pay the the credit union, the money he hold. I pay housing trust. I paid off all credit union, the $1.5 million. I go through it. I paid off everything. I start to pay the mortgage, pay the mortgage, pay the mortgage. Till one day he called and he said, I sent $100 for you. I said, for what? And then I start to tell him the problem, what is taking place here. He said, all right, you gotta leave then, pack up the place if you can pay the bills and go back to your family home. I said, remember now, I have a daughter. What I'm gonna do with my daughter? He said, well, if you can pay it, you pay it and you stay. I said, just like that? I said, after we put so much in the house, you want me to leave and go home? He said, well, he can't pay because he's not working now. His wrist break and this and that and whatever he do for me and his daughter gonna come back for us and hey, one bag of things. Okay. Happiness, he hang up. I never went and collect that $100 because it have no use to me. All right. One day I went to Kentucky with my daughter and I I meet this gentleman. He's up in position and I tell him my situation and he tell me that he gonna be there for me and my daughter. And this man take over my responsibility. And God, it's like God sent this man to me. This man pay every bill. This man do everything possible for me. This man married to me and give me a visa and give my daughter a visa. And I started traveling in the United States, back and front, back and front. One night I was in Florida and no, my daughter father called and said, "Oh, my wife threw me out and I have nowhere to go. You have a family who could take me?" Because you know I have a lot of family in New York, Chicago, and all of that. So he come and say, "You have nobody to help me?" I was like, "Really?" He said, "Yes." He says out in the cold, and it was a December too. And I called my cousin in New York, and I said to my cousin, "Listen, me, so and so is on the street in Chicago. Could you assist me by helping him? Like send a money over there to him and let he get a hotel to stay?" He said, he said, "No, I him, oh my, no. I forgot help him because, we know him like that." He drove from New York to Chicago and get him. When he get him, he bring him back. They sleep in our hotel. Then they come down the morning and he put him up. When he put him up, he called me and he said, "Look, cause he's here with me." I said, "Thank you." I leave. I leave Florida and went to New York just to see him because this chapter is unclosed and I need to close it because it's deep inside me. And when I went there, my cousin picked me up at the airport. And when I go in that house, I said to him, "Why did you do this? Why? Why you leave me and your daughter like that in the cold? That's the only daughter you have. You have three boys and one girl, and you leave me like that with the girl." Anyway, say him sorry and him break down and him this and him that. Okay? I said, "No problem." I leave and I went to my sister. From my cousin house to my sister. My cousin take me from his house to my sister house in Queens. And we exchanged number and he called me the morning and he said, "You have any money and you help me?" Well, this is my daughter father and we share a band. I give him 1,000 US. We talk and all of this. He said, "What happened to the little girl?" And I said, "Well, he's back home." And he said, "Who you leave her with?" I said, "I leave him with a helper." He said, "I'm sorry for what happened and whatever." I send a ticket for my daughter and bring my daughter in New York. That's my daughter could see him. My daughter see him and said, "Dad, why you do this?" Wait, wait. All right. I went back to Jamaica with my daughter and didn't know this man was that sick. He have diabetes. He has hypertension, kidney failure, heart failure. I didn't know that. So like a couple years after, he said, he want to come to Jamaica and he don't have no ticket. He want to make a will. I said, "What are you gonna make a will for? You have nothing here to make a will for." He said, "I don't want if I die." I know, listen now, I don't know that he was that sick. He said, "If I die, I don't want nobody to come and take you and my daughter out of that house. That house belongs to you and my daughter. I said, okay. Right, he go on, he start to work at this place and he work and you know. Then my cousin have some apartment in New York, so my cousin did rent him a apartment and he was paying his bill. Then the lady find out where him is and the lady put him on child maintenance. So now his pay is getting is going to the wife. He's not getting nothing. So he start to talk to me and I feel I go out for him. I start to know this time I have a little business like running in Jamaica. I have like couple taxi on the road. Life has improved for me. So I started helping with rent, food, whatever. I started to send money to him in New York. I said, why not come home? I'm willing to accept you. Come back home. He
So
said,
let's take up in for a minute. So what happened to your husband during all this time? Where's your husband in the picture while you're reaching out to this man?
he's still there. He's still there, but I'm doing it without him knowing. Right? So every time I leave going to New York, I tell him that I'm going to my cousin or my sister. I have a lot of family around. So, and this is place we've been to,
All right, wait there, wait
so
there. Let me ask you a question before you move on. So your husband still in the picture now, just in case him come
yeah.
across the video here where you say a while
No,
ago.
no, 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 no. We divorced long
Oh,
time
okay. But that's a make
ago. No,
sure.
no, 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 no,
Okay,
no,
all
no,
right.
no, no.
Continue.
So it's happened that we start to correspond and I start to go and come and go and come. So one day I go by his house and I start to look through his things. So I start to see medication, medicate. So like, what this for? He said, they said I have diabetes. I said, retribution is a hell of a thing. That's what I said to myself. And he said he has to, do some treatment or something. I didn't really pay no mind because I get work in New York now, so I started work, go home, and all of these things. So by doing this, one day when I'm going home, my cousin take me to the airport, so he did come with us. So like, why? Sorry, I'm not coming back down with this. I said, come on. He said, I'm on child support, and if I leave the country, wait. No, I don't know much about the US. So whatever I say, stand. All right, I said to him that I'm willing to accept. Come home. This is your home. I leave. I go to my husband's house. So come home. This is yours. He said no because he has to work and because of his medication and whatever. He can't come back to Jamaica. It's gonna expensive and this and that. Now he's on his face. All right. He keep calling all the wife for money. So my daughter said to me, Mommy, don't send no more money to daddy. Stop. Don't do it. Stop. So I said, no, I can't do that. He said, Mommy, look, save your money. Don't send no money to daddy. Daddy put himself in this. Daddy got to stand up on his feet. I said, you can think like that. Remember now, that's your dad. My brother talked to her and tell her that's your dad. You can't do that. You can. So this little girl don't talk to him. Stop.
All right.
Don't even talk to him.
Okay, so one more question. So I feel like I have to ask this question. While you're
No
doing
problem.
all these things for him, right? Was it
Yes.
out of just the
Pity.
kindness of your heart, or were you actually still in love with him?
Mm, Well, of course, I'm still in love with him. That's the first person for me, of course. And I'm still right now in love with him. Although it's dying past.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right, continue.
Yeah. And, we go on and we go on back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So one day he said to me that he gonna come home again. He said to me again, he gonna come home to me this will because he did make one before he left and left it with a justice of the peace. I said, you send me back to the justice of the peace and tell me to go to him and tell him to look if he find it. And if he find it, I must make him know that, yes, he found it. So I said, all right, no problem. And I go there. He said, no, he moved from the building to a next one. So I don't know where the papers are. Okay. One day now, I'll be calling him. I'm in Jamaica because I constantly calling him often now. So I'll be calling him. I can't get him. I can't get him. So I'm like, what the hell happened? So I jump on a plane and I come to New York. I go by my cousin. I say,
What
I'm
oh
be calling him.
what was it? Sorry to cut you. What was the time frame all of this was happening in? Like over what period of time all of this was happening? Answer that for me. TR, thanks for the super chat. Lisa, thanks a lot for the super chat. Totally appreciate it.
All right.
And Susie Unstoppable, thanks a lot. Donna Wilson, appreciate the super chat as well. Continue, Carla. Over what time frame was this happening?
All right. It was like this is from like um, 2000, from 2000 to 2011.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
It's like a couple of years. All right. No, he married before. He married before 2000. Right. He married like, yeah, he married before 2000. Like a year before 2000. Yeah, somewhere about there. Anyway, it's going on for some time. So anyway, one day when he called, I picking up back from where I left off. When he called and I keep calling, I jump on a plane and I went to New York and I said to my cousin, I'm calling him and I can't get him. You have a key for his apartment? He said yes, but remember I rent him this place. I can't give you the key to go in. So I said, okay. So we go there, we call, we don't get him. So they say, oh well, I have to pull the door. Now when we pull the door, he was not there. So I said, no man, something wrong. Then what happened? He make up back with his wife and go back to Chicago. So I said, oh shit, this man is serious.
So at that time, how did that make you feel?
Like a shit. Like,
But
you could never feel good.
okay, wait. I'm confused, and I know that the viewers right here are confused too. Because bear in
Mm-hmm.
mind, you said that you met a man who got you to the states, took your child to the states, did everything for you, and then this man who abandoned you come back in the picture, and you were still running around for him, and with what hopes of getting back with him?
No, just helping him because, right, when I was like young, my mother died when I was like 13.
Mm-hmm.
So my child father was the person who sent me to school, who there for me. He play a role in my life before we becomes lover.
Mm-hmm.
So that softness, this emotional feelings is there for him. You know.
But
So
was there any sexual feeling still there
no,
for it?
no, no, no. We never go to bed. But
Okay.
he just like he would like a father figure to me now.
Okay.
The feelings.
Okay, so
I wonder if you
okay, so
understand what I'm saying.
because he was there for you when you needed him, now that he was in need, you wanted to be there for him. I get it. I get it.
Right.
All right,
I just want to be there for him.
Rian Jonas, thanks a lot for the super chat. All right, continue. Go on, go on.
Right. So, all right. So, anyway, I said, oh shit, he gone back this way. So I said, okay, no problem. This man now I'm married to, I can sit with him and I can tell him anything. So when this happened, I go to him and I said, I have something to say to you. And I would like to hear your input on it. And I say to him, And I said, what? This thing was going on behind my back. I said, and then and I explained everything to him. He said, okay, I understand. But I tell you, this man is Shakespeare. This man is Shakespeare. Leave this man alone. Yeah, I agree. The daughter father and all of this, and he did that and he did that. But leave him alone. And I said, it's kind of hard. So I don't know what happened again between him and the wife, but he ended up back in New York. And you go back to my cousin. It was there, it was there, it was there for. So one day he called and he said, I am terrible sick and I need medication and whatever. So I go back again and I start to help him with his medication. I have all the medication papers them here.
See,
All the
see,
bills I pay for him, I have everything right now.
see. This is what have me like. I'm like trying to figure out why you keep doing this because bear in mind, a few minutes ago you say, when you realize him gone back to him wife, you felt like crap. And now you're
Hmm.
gone back again after him call upon you. It have me wondering why. Like why are you why you constantly go back to him? Hold on a minute for me. So people want to big up Donna Wilson. She is the new show boss right now. See her name up top there. So big up Donna Wilson for becoming the new show boss right now. Donna Wilson, big up yourself. Thanks for the super chat. Totally appreciated. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why is it? Because listen, don't get me wrong, I can understand when you say you felt like you wanted to assist him because he was there for you. I can understand that. I can understand if you say, okay, he's down and he's in need, so I'm trying to assist him while he is sick. I understand that. However, if him ditch you one time when you and him did there, then him come back around and him ditch you a second time, why the third time you still rise up and decide say you're going to help him? Explain that for me.
All right. As I said before, he was a person who was there for me when I needed a father, a mother, right? And I tell you, he go out for me. I'm not lying. He go out for me. So I feel like I owe him. I owe him a lot because things he done for me. I tell you the truth. Right now, nobody have ever done it for me, and I appreciate him. Right? I never you turn your back on somebody who will always be there for you. Yes, people make mistakes in life. You understand? I have a kind and loving heart. I do. And as I said, my first child, he was the father for my first child. So I always want to be there for him. And I know if it was me, he would be there for me. Right? So that was my big aim why I do what I do for him.
Okay, fair enough. All right, continue.
All right. And anyway, we I try to help him, but I tell him I'm not getting back as much as I did, but whatever you want and I have it, I will. All right. He reached the age now where he was working. He reached the age where he could take early retired in Jamaica. He called me and he said to me that, I needed to go such and such a place to do such and such a thing. I need that money to go to an account for my daughter because I tell you, I was not there all this time. You were there for her, and I want you to do this for me. Well, he do a couple things, and he did get the money to the account, and he sent me to NIS. He get his lump sum, and he did put the money to the account. All right. While he did this now, I didn't know that he was getting down that bad. So I don't go to New York for, maybe a year or two. So one day he called me and he said, you have any money? Could you buy me a ticket to come to Jamaica? I said, yes, I can. And yeah, I bought him a ticket
All
and
right, let me
I
answer
did
some.
go to the airport.
let me answer a question in the comments. Sorry to cut you. All right, so Miss Bozozo, what she meant when she said the man is like a father to her now, meaning that's how she's seeing him, not in a sexual light. So she was with him, um, he is the father of her child, but at the time when she was assisting him, she wasn't looking at him that way anymore. She was more looking at him like, in a father figure type sense. Miss
Because
Bozozo.
he's an elder person, me.
Yeah, so she said she
He's the one,
wasn't
yeah.
like looking at him in a sexual manner anymore. All right. And also, Sandra, big up yourself. I just saw your alert come through for your PayPal donation. Totally appreciate it. All right. Continue, please.
So they said yes. So when I get a ticket, I go to the airport for him after I buy the ticket, tell him the time and whatever. We go by the airport, me and his daughter, and we pick him up, and one of my friends, and we pick him up. For how many years? That's first he's gonna come back to Jamaica. When he come back to Jamaica, when I bring by house, he said, "Oh my God, Jesus, you changed the house. Oh my God." I said, "You remember when you were leaving, it was just a bed and a dresser and a stove? You remember that?" He said, "Yes, you fancy, did you do this?" I said, "Yes." He said, he started to cry. He break down at the step and he started to cry. He said, "How you do it? How you do it?" Now, at this time when I bring him to Jamaica, I have to hold my husband in his house that he don't come to my house. So I would have to because he used to come by me, right? Because he used to station right there, and like his house now his daughter and his son used to buy his house, so he used to come by me. So um, I have to tell him I'm not gonna be here. I'm going to country by a family member. So when I come back, I'm gonna call it. So no, he's gonna stay there for 5 days. So I have time. About time on my hands. So it's like when he come now, I keeping in check with my husband as he's at house and saying, yeah, I'm in the country and all of that. So he said, listen. So my daughter father said, listen. He came this Sunday, so he said the Monday we're going in Mapen to see the justice of the peace and whatever. When I take him there and he would go in and he said, listen, I want to write a will, and they tell him what to do and all of this thing. He did it, he get the witness, he get the justice of the peace and all of these things. So he get two justice of the peace, he get two witness, he get another person who would be the executor. So you get a justice of the peace to be the executor, another person, and a justice of the peace to sign after, yes, he was there, and the two witnesses. All right? I take him back to the airport after I spend the 5 days. He, said goodbye to us and whatever. But when I see him, when he come to the airport, I see him, I'm like, oh my God, what wrong with you?
All right. So stick another pin again. Remember, I know I stop you a lot, and I must apologize, but where I
no problem.
Yeah, where I feel like I have to ask a question, I have to butt in and ask.
Yes, you have to.
During all of this, did this man know you was married at the time?
Yes, I tell him. Yeah, I tell him, and my cousin tell him,
So, were you willing to mess up your marriage because of this man? Was that a risk you was willing to take?
No, because it can't. Only thing I did not want him, my husband know that I take him back to the house, because after the situation they left me in and he take me out of it, I couldn't let him know that I take him back there.
That's why I'm asking you if you were willing to take that risk to mess up your marriage because of this man. Because if your husband found that out, I'm sure he wouldn't have like it.
So after a time, I tell him that he was here and he come to make a will, and because after the fact I tell him anytime I do something after I sit with him and tell him, because he was like, he understand, he really do understand,
Your husband is a very
and
understanding man. That's all I can say.
he understand. I'm telling you, he really understand. And well, more I would say more love. He more did love me more than anything.
All
So
right,
anyway,
continue. Yeah, man, continue.
after the 5 days, I take him back to the airport and buy and whatever. On our way to the airport, he take off one of his he take off his socks, right? And
Hold on a minute for me. Hold on a minute for me. Hold on a minute for me. Joan Hines, welcome to the stream. This is your first time here, obviously. So I'm going to let you know the rules, Joanne. I'm not going to let the moderators block you. I'm going to let you know the rules, Joanne. We don't tolerate name calling over here. So welcome to the stream. But you can share your opinion, but share it in a respectful way. We don't tolerate name calling, okay, Joanne? So thanks for commenting, but do it in a more respectful way next time. All right? Continue, Carla.
hmm yeah, so as we go on now, like when I take him to the airport, when I was taking him to the airport, he said, um, he gotta change his socks. So he take his socks off. So while he take his socks off, he will push it on the dashboard and it blow right through the door, the window. One foot go through the window. I said, yeah. When he returned, I'm not gonna see him no more. And he left, and we wave him goodbye, man. And I was deeply sad because I know that sign I know, and he left, and he go on for here there, and then one one Friday morning, Thursday morning, I was calling him, keep calling him, keep calling him, no answer. Then I hear somebody call me and said, he's admitted at the hospital and he has been down as next of kin, and you know, and then I struck right there, and I break down in tears, and then I called my husband and I said to him that, what happened, and he said, listen, you want to go? I said, yes. He bought a ticket for me and my daughter, and he take us to the airport. I go in, my cousin picked me up, and then I did not feel like go to the hospital. And my cousin took my daughter to the hospital, and I was there, keeping constant dialogue with them, asking them what's wrong, and you know, then my daughter called me and said the wife is at the hospital, and she said she gonna block me and this and that, and then my husband keep calling me, asking me what be happening there, and I be telling him, I don't go to the hospital, and it's go on till I come back to Jamaica, and it there and there and there. So I tell the doctor that if he ever need a kidney and my kidneys match, I'm willing to give it to him. If he need blood and my blood match, I'm willing to give it to him. I'll give up one of my kidney for him. And just said, what? And he said, wow. He said, wow, he's well loved. That's what the doctor said. He's well loved. And I said, I would. And go on. And he was in there for 6 months. And the night he passed, I know. I know before anybody tell me. And then I was at the house. I didn't know this man leave. When he left, I supposed to get his death certificate. That's what he signed up for me to do. Get his death certificate, all his documents, all of these things. I was at the house and I get his death certificate and everything. And it's like, you know, everything started to go bad. Then the lady come and she start to go on with her antics, and she start to, she wants me out of the house and this and that, and you know, all these things. So I'm like, what is going on? And my husband is saying that nothing can go like that. That's. So the two justice of the peace now, they take the will and they go on what they go on what they go to the court, the Supreme Court, and they I don't even know what they did to the will, but I know they go in the Supreme Court and they did what's the name of it? Um,
You can
I don't
continue. We,
remember
we,
what.
we get the basic idea. Yeah, you went to
Mm,
court and yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. They did go in there and they get it, and um the will was the title for the house was at credit union because I pay off the bills and all of that, so it was at credit union. So I don't know who tell the wife or what happened, but she went there and she get the title, and then from there she get the title. She take it to the court, and it go on and it go on. It just the court just done like a year and a half ago, and like she have it in the court, and yeah. So this judge said, the first judge said, if the man didn't die, you want to come for the house. Where were you when the house were in debt? Why you didn't come and pay for it then? Why now you need the house? And like two judge asked her that. All right, they change it and they give it to another judge, and it continue, put off, it put on, it continue, put on, it put off, it go on, it go on, it go on. Well, in myself, I'm saying that she can't get this house, even if the judge override the will and said, well, the will is not authentic, or the will is not this, or the will is not right properly, or the will is not whatever, because I'm the person who pay for it. I'm the person who sweat hard and pay for this house. So if 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 in case the judge say, well, it's a wife is wife, at least I'm gonna get back some money. All right, and I relax. Happened that me and my husband we divorced. We have an issue and we divorced. And well, but he was still there standing with me for the house. He was there going to court with me in and out and whatever. So I get married, and I'm now living in Florida. And from time to time, I go to the court, go to the court, go to the court, go to the court. So no,
Okay, let me before you
no,
before you continue, let me ask you a few questions that the viewers are asking. So one person asked what's on the land title? Whose name is on the title of the house?
the man.
Okay, so the man's name is on the house. All right.
Mhm.
Another person asked if you have receipts for the things that you did.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so you have all the receipts for everything that you
All
did.
the receipts,
All the
all
contributions
the
that you
receipts,
made.
everything, everything.
Okay. All right. Continue. Go on.
All right, so go to the court put off, put on. I still have the house, I still live there, and like going and coming, my stuff is there now. I'm living in America now, so I go and come, I go and come, and whatever. And and one day when I go to court, the judge said to me that, he asked me some question like, what year you went to New York? I tell her. Her lawyer said, that's not true. So I said, it's in my passport. Look in my passport. They said, where's my passport? I go in my bag, I take out my passport, I give it to them, and the guy take it to the judge, and the judge look at it. The judge said, yes, note it. And the judge said, so how much time you pay the mortgage? I said, all the receipts are there. Take it, she look at them, she note it. She said, how much time you pay the tax? I said, all the receipts are there. She take it, she note it, she give it back. All right. The judge said to me that it it if if this man was sending money to me to pay the bills, I said, I have Western Union paper here to show that I was the one who sending money to him to pay his bill. He said, "Yeah, I have it." I said, "Yes." I send it up. A guy take it to the judge. Judge look at it, give it back. Judge, judge shaking head. Um, and it's there and court adjourn, go home. And I'm like, every day I'm like, why this lady come? Why this lady come? Why, why she didn't come before? Now I have no peace.
All right, so while she's reconnecting, why it's a mouthful, you know. All right, you're back. Hello.
Hello?
All right, you're back.
You're breaking up.
Go
You're
ahead.
breaking up.
No, we can hear you clear. Continue.
Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me? We can hear you. Go ahead. We can hear you.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, if somebody cut in the yard, like she was like, um, cut the yard good, and like she go next door, she make friend with the people and next door, and she start antagonizing me. She start to antagonize me, and I go by the police station, I report it, and she was getting on, she was getting on, she was getting on, she was getting under my skin. Anyway, I come back to Florida, and I was here. I take my daughter here. My daughter was, my daughter here with me, and we said, what it gonna look like? We were saying like, I don't think she can win, and she's saying, Mommy, no judge can give her that place.
All right, so let me explain to those who now really follow. All right, the short point to the story is she was with a man for a number of years. The man and her, she basically helped the man to build the house by contributing money to the building of the house. The man left her with the house. She fixed up the house better than him even leave her with it, right? Then it so happened short to the point the man drop out dead. But before him drop out dead, him go married to a next woman. After him drop out
And he
now,
borrow money. Remember, he borrow money off of the premises. A
okay.
credit union, $1.5 million.
And she had to pay it back, right? She is the one who had to pay it back. After all of that, now the wife, him wife, decides that she want to come for the house, even though there is a will with her name on it, saying that she is
And
the
my
one who's
daughter.
supposed to get
And
the
my
house.
daughter name.
Right. Okay. So that for all who said them confused. That right there, so you get a basic understanding of what is happening so far. All right. So continue.
So after that, we go to court. Then when it court finish, then it take a year before the judge make a decision. The judge make a decision, and he said that the will is not authentic. He don't believe that man come to Jamaica and make a will. That will is not valid.
So the thing is, this is what someone is saying in the chat. Basically, just as you just said it. Someone says you should have switched the will and get a title because wills can be contested. That is what someone literally just said. The person said you should have gotten the title switched to your name during the time you was paying all the bills and got the house and living in it and all of that.
You could never switch it because remember this is credit union, so credit union have the title. So you gonna
owned it at the time. Credit union still owned it.
Yeah.
Because you were paying.
Housing trust still own it. Own the property.
I understand. Continue. Go ahead. I understand.
Yeah. So because I'm paying. Remember, he get the house from housing trust, and he went to credit union and he borrowed $1.5 million off of the house.
On the house, right?
Yes, to go to America to marry to this lady, right? So I'm the person who pay for that wedding because I'm the one who pay off his debt. You understand what I'm saying? So what happened now? The judge said the will is not valid, none at all, at all. The will is not valid, and it sent she sent it over to the administrator general. So automatically, the wife talks now. So I don't get nothing. They don't say I must get my money. They don't say I must get nothing. And I'm saying that if I pay the money, I think it's only fair for me to get back whatever I spend. Because remember now, if you leave a house or you leave a place, you abandon it, and somebody take over, pay the tax, pay whatever your debt, whatever, that thing legally becomes that person,
Mm-hmm.
right or
Yeah,
wrong?
by law, yes. If you're paying for a property that someone abandoned over a period of years, it
Yeah, and that
becomes
was
yours by
years.
law. Yes, it becomes yours by law. However, see, where she is his wife, see, that is what made it a battle, because if her husband dies, then the wife is entitled to at least 50% of what him dead left. Now, this is what is confusing me. However, this is what is confusing me. He has a child with you, and in his will, it was left to his child. See, despite the
Hmm.
judge says, okay, the will doesn't appear authentic. What did the
Hmm.
child get though? Because
Nothing, nothing,
that was her
nothing.
father. So the judge should have looked at that and said, okay, he has a child, he has a wife. You know, that's
She
that's
don't
my
get no,
thing.
she don't get nothing. She don't get nothing.
So at the end of the day, your
She
daughter
don't.
is left out in the cold with
Out.
nothing from her
Yeah,
father.
with nothing, nothing. And that's the how she born and grow into.
Well, see,
Nothing.
that's the thing. The persons in the comment is saying that despite him have a daughter, the courts will rule that the wife comes first. That is sad. That is
That's
sad.
sad. No, but what I'm gonna know, yes, say the wife come first. We're not gonna dispute that. But what about what I paid? What about what I paid?
All right, what I'm going to do right now, because we're like 53 minutes in the show. What I'm going to do right now, let's clear up the phone line so that we can get a few callers to call in and probably share some advice on what you think. Do you think, because what you really want to know is if it's worth contesting, right? If you want to know if it's something that she could go to a
Yeah,
lawyer and find out if it's worth even trying to get new counsel on this whole thing, whether she should take it back to court or whether she should give up on it. That is what she basically wants some advice on.
want to know.
So if you are out there right now and you have some positive advice, nobody call in and say no foolishness. If you have some positive, if you think it is worth it that she visit another lawyer, because what is it you said that the lawyer who was defending you said when the judge made that ruling?
She said, "Well, it's unfair. That's not fair. It shock her, and she never looking for this, and she think I should get something, and it's really let me tell you, most people said that's not fair, and that's really, really not fair." And she said, boy, should I tell me to try again, but she can contest it, but you know, and she was a young lawyer too. I don't think she have experience because she said it was her first time at court. And the reason why using her, because it's not me she take to court, it's the two executor she take to court. And the thing is, the justice of the peace did not come to court, and they did not subpoena him to come to court. He sent a note saying he's not going to court.
All right, let's see. Let's take a few calls, and you can go on the show and listen to what the callers have to say. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'll
What is
talk.
it? His topic. What you said the topic is that?
Just type in Unstoppable Live on YouTube, and you will find it.
Mm.
Once you type in
Okay.
Unstoppable Live, you will see it.
Okay.
All right. Have a
So
good one.
must I come? Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Listen, people. This is really well, we don't know. It's It's a complicating one. If you have some advice and you can share it with her, please call in right now and share some advice. What you think? Do you think she should find another lawyer? Do you think she should contact different counsel to try and take it back to court? Do you think she should just leave it alone and give up because it is a hopeless case and she can't win? One thing. Carla, good night. You're live. How you doing?
Good night, sir. How you doing?
I'm great, man. How yourself?
Not bad. My advice to her is that she should just let her daughter contest the whole operation, because the marriage law is gonna wait for the wife.
Mm-hmm.
So the daughter has to go in now and contest the old law now and get a quarter of it, because she have the gentleman have two more kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's half it gonna split three way for the kids, for the siblings them, and the next half gonna stay for the wife, and it's just the law. You can't change it.
Right. Yeah, cause see
So what she should do is get the
that's the
go
part that
ahead.
have me confused, because I'm like, why would the judge just give the house to the wife just flat out like that, knowing the man have children? That's the part me not understand. You know, that's the part I don't get.
Matrimonial law gonna wait for the wife.
Mm-hmm.
Matrimonial law gonna wait for the wife, guarantee. But what she can do now to get a third of the half that left is to put her daughter into it, so she could recover some money for herself.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only idea I could tell, because it just a law. It doesn't matter what happened. They just don't see nothing. No will. Marriage law always overpower everything,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a law. You can't change it. So that's my advice to her, and she must just keep her head up. She's a strong woman, and continue do her thing, because she sounds like she's a very active and progressive woman. So she just keep her head high and just do her thing.
All right, my general. Thanks a lot for calling in, and sharing
All
your
right, all right
advice.
then. Take care, sir.
All
All right.
right, so the man say, let the daughter contest it instead of you, right? And I think that's a good idea. Let the daughter get counsel, let your daughter get counsel and take it back to court. But this time, try to get a young lawyer, like you say, who going in the court for the very first time. Try get someone else. All right, Dr. Mia is on the phone line. How you doing, Dr. Mia?
Yes, good night. Good night, everyone. I wanted to say the same thing that the gentleman just said. It wouldn't be right for her to contest it because they're going to rule over the wife. So it would be best if her child do the contesting and let it split the three ways, because the wife is not going to leave out of it. So in all fair and square, it's going to be divided between the children, the child, the sibling, and the wife, because they're going to rule in the wife's favor at all costs. It
Mm-hmm.
is very sad, but that's how it is. Knowing the fact that I know the law, that's how it's going to be. That's what I wanted to call you, and I said before, but the gentleman first
Mm-hmm.
speak.
Okay, and for all
That's
who don't know, Dr. Mia actually studied law, so that's why she have brag and boast pound about just due to
ha
the
ha
fact that I know
ha.
the law. Yeah, she is actually a law graduate. So thanks a lot, Dr. Mia. The phone line is beeping off, so thanks
All
for
right, no
sharing your
problem.
advice. All right, so
All
Dr.
right,
Mia says, let your daughter contest it as well, like the gentleman said prior to Dr. Mia. All right, so I know a couple persons was calling, so the phone line is open now again. It's 876-420-3368. A couple persons was calling. I don't know WhatsApp start this new thing now. One time WhatsApp used to say, the person is on a call. Now all of a sudden them start make the call start beeping, and it's kind of annoying to me. But anyhow, the phone line is now open again. 876-420-3368. What advice do you have to give this lady who wants to know, should she leave it alone? Should she contest it? Should she let her daughter contest it, or what? You understand? I can understand, she feel like she lose out. You understand? Because at the end of the day, she did invest money in this house. You understand? She had the one with pay it back and all of these things. So at the end of the day, she feel like she's owed some kind of compensation. Queen Rox, please turn down the stream for me now, please, and thanks.
Hello and good night.
Thank you. Good night to you. Miss
So the
Yaka, long
rough
time.
map now. Sure. Yes, what I'm saying is she in a tricky position because as a wife, you're generally entitled to certain things. However, it's your own conscience to say, you know what, this woman have receipts that she put in so much money. Well, I know I didn't put it in. So it's up to the wife conscious. But then again, she have a child with this man. So the child also, is she old enough, have to have some say. You know what I'm saying? And in my opinion, she needs a better lawyer, one also green behind the ears, who are accustomed dealing with similar cases to nip this in the bud, because it had to have a way. Because yes, she's the wife, but she didn't spend a dime. It's kind of tricky, and the man have children, so some supposed to go to the daughter, and she's supposed to be able to sue the wife and get all her money because she have all her receipts. Because this shit is crazy right here.
All right.
So both of them have valid, situations, but she needs a better attorney that's familiar with these type of cases. You understand? I wish her the best, because she needs to get something back. And then too, she was taking better care of this man down to the last where the wife was. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
No, sir.
So the wife basically
All right.
just crawl out when the man
Taking
gone to come
advantage
get her,
of
she
a
come get.
situation, yeah,
Right.
because she have a title, you see it? No, sir.
All right,
She have to
Queen
see how
Rax.
she could recover some of her money. Yes.
All right, big up. Thanks for calling
Okay,
in.
good night
Yeah,
to
man.
everybody. Okay.
All right, so Queen Rock say, listen, the woman is entitled to get back some money is what Queen Rox is saying right there, because at the end of the day, she invests money in the property. So she need to get a better lawyer. Well, she and the daughter need to get a better lawyer and take this thing back to court. So if you're actually on the stream and still listening, I hope you're getting the advice that you deserve, and your question is being answered. Call a good night, turn down the stream, turn down the show in at the background. This is the last call, so you're lucky to answer that one. You're the last caller. What do you have to say?
Hi, Unstoppable.
Hello.
What I have to say, yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes. What I have to say is very short and very simple.
Mm-hmm.
The wife has a title. Wife. That's the end of it. She's cut her losses and move on. It's a very expensive lesson.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Wait, but you can't just drop that and run. So I have to ask you. So
Yeah,
are you saying that?
That's really quite simple. She did all of this. She was not the wife.
Uh-huh. No,
Okay?
but no,
The
but
wife,
what I want to
the
ask
wife
you
has
is,
come out and she has the legal advantage. It's a loss.
right, but what I want
Walk
to ask
away,
you
call it a
is,
loss.
are you saying that the daughter isn't entitled to anything because the woman is wife?
Oh no. The daughter had a different story. The daughter could contest the will, but as far as this woman who spent all her money and resources, even willing to give up a kidney, she has no title of the wife. But the daughter, yes, absolutely could contest the will, and she should.
Right. See, okay, what she's saying, don't mind that don't mind she mentioned the money that she invested, Don't mind she mentioned that, but she's more concerned with the fact that her daughter got nothing, right? So that's why she was saying at least she should have at least gotten the money where she invested back, right? So that's the main
that I
thing.
agree with.
Yeah, that's the main
That I
thing.
get another lawyer. The daughter could probably contest the will with a good legal team.
Right.
But as far as the woman spent all of her money, she could forget about getting that money back.
All right. Thanks a lot for calling.
Whatever is to be recovered, hopefully the daughter could get some of it.
Right.
And let that be a lesson for all of those who want to be with a married man.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Totally appreciate you calling in. All right, so people, that is the end of the Unstoppable live show tonight. I hope tonight's person who shared her experience got the answer that she wanted. All right, hope she got the answer that she wanted, whether or not she should continue to fight this thing or whether she should just give up and leave it alone. All right, hope she got the answers that she wanted. Now, before I leave, earlier I did a live stream. And I said, people who go over Instagram and bless and follow me on Instagram, and I definitely give it a shout out. I had a couple persons go over and follow me and message me in my inbox. I know more than that because I see the numbers rise, but somehow we don't follow instructions, right? The rules were go over Instagram, follow me, and send me a message, DM me, and say, Unstoppable, I'm here from the show, right? And a couple persons followed me, but only 4 after today's show, actually inbox me. So I have to shout them out, right? Ultra Care Health Wellness. Thanks a lot for coming over and following me on IG. Totally appreciated. All right. Ivan Cole. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Totally appreciate it. And Mary J. Thanks a lot for coming over and follow me as well. Lustful Length. Thanks a lot. I only can call out 4 because only 4 actually followed the rules. Alright, the rules are, help me for beat Jamaica YouTube TV. We are on a competition where we're trying to, he must say to me, say, listen, who can reach 2,000 followers first? Alright, so, listen. Me have to beat him because I'm a very competitive young man. Right? So I want all I know. The stream dropped down to 475 now since I said that I'm leaving. Right? So I want 475 who not follow me yet. Go over Instagram. The name is Unstoppable TV. Unstoppable TV, not Unstoppable Live, right? Go over there and follow me over there and say, make sure you send me. All right, thanks a lot, TR. There it is. TR just dropped the link in the comments. You see why I have to read TR? Thanks, my brother. You see me? TR just dropped the Unstoppable Instagram link in the comments. So there it is right there. All you have to do is just click the link, go over, follow me, click the follow, and send me a DM saying, Unstoppable, I'm here from Friday night's show. And then on Monday, I will make sure write down on the name and come and big on up and send on shout outs and make sure a couple people come follow on to over there on Instagram. Alright? So people, big up on yourself. And once again, I have to say thanks to every single person that contributed to the show tonight, whether it was just by clicking on and staying here and listening to this lady's experience. Thanks, totally appreciate that. Also, I have to say thanks to the persons who contributed to the show via super chat. You know, me can remember Lisa, me can remember TR, me can remember Susie. I think it was Claudette, somebody. Can't remember, but you know yourself. Big up yourself. Thanks for the super chat. Totally appreciate it. And as well as the persons who contributed to my PayPal, you know, even while the show are going, I see people are coming. Totally appreciate, you know, all the time. So my PayPal team, big up. My super chat crew, big up, you know, and all I want to just for clicking on and staying here with me. Totally appreciate it. Big up. And to everybody who actually called in and shared some advice to the caller, you know, who share their experience tonight, big up yourself. Totally appreciate it. So people, watch out now. Before me leave, me have to make sure I say me do the due. Alright, watch out. You don't need for go over and you don't need for support TR. See him there in the chat? Yeah. Me tell you something. Me tell you earlier today when I was on, I said, if you don't like my show, you know I go like TR show too, because TR is very entertaining. Him kind of run out sometime when him start to stray upon a topic like, you know, when you start talking about certain things, yeah, more time me in the chat, I may have dead, you know. You understand? But anyway, or to jump over there on TR, comment in the comment section, make them see you. You understand? You see me? Yeah, you don't need to go join the royal family. Over here says Unstoppable family, and over TR it's the royal family. You understand? And soon and very soon, there's going to be a collab between Unstoppable and TR. You understand? Because two powerful entities must unite, you know. You understand? Two powerful entities must unite. So you can imagine when me and TR unite and bring on an awesome show. Wait for it. You understand? So there is TR in the link. Yes, I. Yeah. Click on him, go over there and subscribe to him, and you gonna love him show without any doubts. Couple of the Unstoppable members was on TR show today, right? And the whole of we over there enjoy the show, because after today's show, the whole of we just roll over and we enjoy TR show. Alright, the next person more have to recommend is Dr. Mia Witter. Alright, Kimon says, I subscribe to TR Royal. Big up yourself, Kimon. Big up every time. Big up, Kimon. See it? Alright, yeah man, Miss Boss Lady, TR is another great show. Oh, you mean tonight's show. But TR show is another great show too. So you need to go over there and go subscribe to TR. Alright, the next person is Dr. Mia Witter. Alright, see, there it is. Dr. Mia Witter just dropped TR link. So all you have to do is just click on it and subscribe to TR. Alright, Dr. Mia Witter, alright, is my protege. You understand? She's my little student. You see me? And she's making me very proud. Right? Tonight was her show prior to me coming on, and she did very well. So no need to click on her name and go subscribe to Dr. Mia Witter as well. She goes live on Mondays and Fridays. Yes, Mia, me get it right. We get it right. Yes. Dr. Mia goes live. Oh, see it there? So Kamisha Flynn just checking there. Kamisha, big up yourself. People, Kamisha is the daughter of my loyalist Teresa, right? Big up. So, me tell you, me give you the rundown. No notice me always I say, yo, Teresa, they are with me. Every night, Teresa no missing, right? Me tell you what go on now. So, all I who see Teresa tonight, and I say, so Unstoppable no notice that Teresa no there tonight. Or him not say nothing. Me make sure me couldn't know. This is what you call loyalty. Listen this now. So, Kamisha reached out to me and she said, Unstoppable, this is Teresa's daughter. My mommy is traveling and she is unable to come on the show. But she told me, listen, make sure you don't miss the show. If I'm not going to be there, you have to be there. So see Kamisha there in the comment section for sure. No, this is what I call and consider loyalty. Want to say, people, talk to me. Isn't that loyalty? Teresa knows that she have to travel. You understand? And Teresa said, listen, if me not go there, you better make sure say you there. Don't miss this show by listen. You understand? So big up Teresa and safe travels. Alright? Yeah, and Kamisha, thanks a lot for tuning in. Totally appreciate you being here for mommy as well. Alright? Yeah, so back to as I was saying, check out Dr. Mia Witter, you understand? She is, yeah man, Chrissy, that's what you call loyalty. You know? Check out Dr. Mia Witter. She is my protege who's making me very proud. She does some great shows as well. And also the next protege I want to need to go check out is Queen Dania. You understand? As Mr. Dania did a little bit under the weather, but she bounced back firm and strong. I remember, you know, she a part of the Unstoppable Army, so we don't make nothing stop with. You see me? So Dania bounced back firm and strong. There is Queen Dania link where Dr. Mia just dropped. Click it and, you know, check out Queen Dania as well. Now, continuing from the TR crew, you see what I say, you have to check out SF Rose. Alright, so there she is in the comment section as well. Check out SF Rose. She's a part of the royal family over there with TR. You see me? So you definitely have to go over there and follow TR. You see me? RTC TV in the building too. You understand? I wouldn't call RTC my protege because RTC do him thing, you know, different from me still. So, but you don't know RTC is up and coming in at the thing. So, you don't know where for sure RTC the support and love as well. So go over there and check out RTC. Queen Rox is doing her thing and Queen Rox link me and say, Unstoppable, I need you to help me, you know. I need my channel to grow. So people want to check out Queen Rox. Queen Rox is the person who called in prior to the last caller. Alright, so you can check her out as well. You see me? And Jamaica YouTube TV. You don't know, you have to check out Jamaica YouTube TV as well. Jamaica YouTube TV is like my brother from another mother. You understand him? Now they are right now, him did there earlier. I mean, I see him coming for the past couple minutes, but him probably jump off. But nonetheless, just type in Jamaica YouTube TV. Him are the only one I go pop up. You see me? I say, and show him some support as well. Alright? Yeah. No. Who else? Vibes Queen in the building as well. Yeah, man. Vibes Queen, I do our thing too. You can go show Vibes Queen some support. Oh, him there. You see it? All me there talk about, yo, him probably jump off in us. See Jamaica YouTube there. Him there. Watch out, me just see that go show him and I bust a while ago though. Jado star. But yeah, seeing the people, yeah, that is Jamaica YouTube TV. Him drop some good content as well. Bobby Gibson, my general, big up yourself. Thanks a lot for tuning in. As usual, you're always there. You see me? Totally appreciate it. Now for anybody who me not big up, go and big up on yourself and know that I appreciate you. I'm not going to call out everybody's name right now, but big up all who they are with me. And definitely I have to say big up to my moderators. Anybody who want to see in a blue, you don't know, say them are my moderators. And I'm going to give you a little hint. Anytime when you get time out, at them time you know out here. I one of them time you know out. Alright, so Marcia Weir says she just subscribed to TR. Big up yourself. Alright, Marcia. Yeah, man, Marcia gone over there and subscribe to the royal family. Marcia, you're going to enjoy TR's shows. Trust me, you're going to enjoy TR's show. Alright, Sharon. Boy, you're really late in a Sharon. Boy, I tell you, you're really late. But big up yourself, see me, you can watch it back on the replay. You know? Yeah, so people, I think that is everybody that I needed to shout out. You see me, as me say, big up to all of my moderators. Them same people they were in a blue, where anytime when you get time out, I one of them do it. Me not go tell you now which one of them do it, but I one of them. You see me, I say, I'll me myself too. Well, me not really time out people, because I'm too busy to listen to what the caller say. You see me, me have to big up all of my moderators. Thanks a lot, cause you help me a lot. Although me know me not really, me not really have no unruly people still. You know, me have some loyal and respectable viewers. 1 and 2 we pop in every now and then, but you know, once we address them, then them stop. You see? Alright, so people, me done with this. Time for me left right now. Me feel like me I talk too long. Cause the show for done at an hour and me done gone over an extra 15 minutes. You know, say that happen when time me love talk to you know, I enjoy doing a show we don't know. That happen, you know, me always want to stay longer when the show is supposed to done. But you know what? Make me practice for do the right thing. People, big up on yourself. Until Monday again, make sure, no matter what, don't make nobody stop you. And wait, if you're not follow me on Instagram as yet, remember me say, I'm trying to compete against Jamaica YouTube TV. And the whole time I'm here, me no see no message come through. Nobody no say unstoppable, I'm here, you know. Right? Remember, oh, I lie, me get 8 followers. Oh, see there? Exactly. 8 message come in a while ago say I'm here. So see there, if you're there and you don't follow me on Instagram yet, go over to Instagram Unstoppable TV and make sure after you follow me, comment, send me a DM and say Unstoppable, I'm here from Friday night's show. Alright, and then Monday I will give you a shout out and big you up and thank you for the follow. Alright, now with that said, done me done, gone me gone, no matter what, don't make nobody stop you. Jamaica YouTube TV, you can't beat me at no challenge, not even my American porridge challenge, but gone.
See the music, see the music.